Okay, are you ready, Dana?
I'm ready, Robin. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is Robin Driscoll.
I'm Dana Sundet.
And we are the Oboe Doctors.
Yes. All right. Hey, Robin, I loved your video of splitting cane. And I'd love to tag on the controversy of some people use an arrow for splitting cane and some people do not. And so I'm going to tag on that you're my friend Robin who does everything fast. You talk fast. you have a need to split cane very quickly because you have so many gouging machines that you're processing. Right. And so I do remember our teacher saying that he never used an arrow, and I think I'm more on the economy. I was poor, and my students are poor, and so I really, really want to get more pieces of cane from this tube than just getting one and then assuming that the other two that your arrow splits is
what you're gonna get.
Yeah, see, I didn't even really cane select very much. I think, don't you agree that the cane sorting is so much better now?
Oh yeah, yes, I do.
So
yeah, the thing is, with the arrow, some people like to use the razor blade because when you find the one piece you want, you still have you may have an area that may be opposing the piece of cane exactly. Instead of at the 2/3, you may have two slivers on the sides that aren't used, but you have two sides that are opposing like this on the tube. And so my method with the arrow, you will lose that other piece because it's going to split it down the middle, what's left over. But you may want a piece that's not the two halves that are over there. So using a razor blade can help you find a second piece more directly than an arrow. The arrow, you can find your first piece, but the second piece, you're assuming you just take what's left over and cut it in half. And then I'm hoping that one of those two will be usable as well. But you're saying, and what Mac was saying too, is that when you use the razor blade, you can get the one piece, but then you can also cut the outer quarters off of the remaining part and get an area that, that is more optimal than what you might get from an arrow that just splits it in half.
Correct.
Right? Pretty much, yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And since I was so poor as a student, I guess that's what I promote to my students too. But I know you do things fast and you're amazing.
Well, it's just that sometimes I have to process a lot of cane, for gougers. And so when you run out of cane, you have to soak it up. It's best to try to have enough supply there that you can work with it, pretty quickly.
I will say too that I don't cut myself with my knife accidentally or very often, but cane is very sharp on the edges, and you can cut yourself when you're splitting cane, and an arrow would prevent that. But I've since started using these really cool Husky knives. Anyway, I've experimented a lot with these type of knives, and they're razor type knives with replaceable, and you can always split cane with these too.
Is that kind of like a utility knife?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah. I have
I
have a whole collection of them here because I've been experimenting with them. So that I have an Olfa, I have a DeWalt, and the Husky I kind of like the best.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because the reason the razor blades always were difficult for me is because it's such a small thing to hold on to, and when you go down the piece of cane, it's a little bit, uncomfortable, I think. And so the razor blade, if it was held in a handle like what you're talking about, that would be much easier to get a better grip.
Yeah.
And get better results, I think, from splitting your cane.
Well, cool.
Yeah, I would do that over an arrow too. I think using that method.
Yeah. Well, I love that we can disagree on certain things, but we agree on about 99.9% of things, and the result is always to make a fantastic read.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's true.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me take you on about that.
Okay, well, that's good. There's always my way. No, that's not all right. How do you say it? There's always your way and then the right way.
Forget you, Rabinsky. No way. Okay, go back to North Carolina.
Okay, all right. Talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.